All right. Okay. Breaking down something new for today. I'm here to let the people know that Nate Needham is my name and teaching people how to get it is my game. So, what I'm going to do for today is talking about breaking up these mental chains. That's what the topic is. So, now I'm about to drop what is the preview of what I'm getting into. Going to talk about really the mindset first, then how to take action on it after that. So, gonna look at stuff that can come into your mind that can really control you instead of you taking control over what you're trying to get in your life, whether it's money, things, connections with people, whatever that brings. So, how to eliminate all these things like doubt, like feeling like something that you think you have to need to get it, time constraints, stress and effort, outside influences or circumstances that you might think you need. Just eliminating the stuff that really is going to get in your way that you think is a necessity, really. So, then I'm going to talk about what you need to do to take action, break it down into fractions. Got to stop, how to stop looking for the stuff that you want and just let it come to you instead. Stuff you think that you need is just all in your head. So, yeah, breaking down, getting into it, my own personal experience. Looking back, I would have to say that the best financial opportunities are really, opportunities that have benefited my life in the best ways have really come to me unexpectedly, right? But I did, looking back, like even though it came to me unexpectedly, I did have the intention to find a good opportunity of that nature. And I was not really stressed out about finding it, but I already had planted that seed in my subconscious. And this is when the seemingly random opportunity would present itself. So, the most important thing was that I took action right away and that I didn't hesitate. And the reason I knew to take action so quick was because there was really no doubt in my mind that the opportunity was right. It was something that I really felt was right. And even then there's been a lot of other times in the past when a good opportunity would come along and I would, put it off for another day, hesitate, go and wait. But by the time I got around to actually doing it later, it was too late. And I've had to have those opportunities to learn over time that it's very important to really take action on these things right away. And it's just something that, I've had to learn and I've had to get better at because certain things is no problem to me, I'm on it the second it presents itself. Then certain other things I might get all in my head and start coming up with reasons why, can wait till later or do it later. But every time that happens, the longer I wait, the worse it works out for me in the long run. So I just had to get better at realizing when these types of opportunities present themselves. So a recent example really for money was I was always wanted to have a Tesla, invest in Tesla. I always thought or I always felt like Elon Musk was is one of the greatest entrepreneurs in my lifetime. I feel like anything the guy works on is really beneficial to society. He's really trying to do the right thing. So I'd always wanted to invest in Tesla. Well, I don't know. It was probably 4 or 5 months ago. Um, I remember that he was in the news a lot. A lot of people on the board that were invested in the stock were really mad at him. People were saying that he wasn't acting the way that they felt like he should be acting, and just a lot of people not understanding, in my opinion, what his genius was, and they were really hating on him a lot. So I'm like, these are usually, from what I understand about investing, It's when everybody's like, talking trash or talking down about something that is the best time to get in. And really, when everybody's all euphoric, thinking that the price is gonna go up forever, and mainstream media starts talking about how good of an opportunity it is, that's usually when it's like at the top of its cycle. So yeah, you can even check out like market cycle, just Google that and get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Well, anyways, when I heard the mainstream media talking all this stuff about Elon Musk and Tesla, I went and I checked the price, and I saw that it was at a low. I looked at the chart and I saw that the price was as low as it had been in like, the past like 2 to 4 years, something like that. So I was like, oh man, this is a great opportunity. Sure enough, I acted on it right away, and turned out to be, one of the best investments that I had made pretty much in the last, like, pretty much this year so far. So that's really my own personal experience. Just a, quick example I wanted to throw in about, the topic of the day, what I'm trying to say. So before I get into, the mindset, I just want to say smash up the likes if you haven't already. Feel free anytime to have any comments or questions. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead, hit the bell notification. So without any delay, going to get into the mindset for today. So what I have to say is, really, when you want something, whether it's like more money or whatever it is, things, stuff, it's common to become controlled by that thing. And if you're not careful, then your happiness can become dependent upon having that thing. So, imagine like what your life would be like if you had everything already that you already wanted, right? There was nothing else. Like, you just felt set. Like, okay, I've got everything I want. Like, I'm set, I'm good, right? And once there's nothing left for you to want, you'll experience really the highest sense of freedom and happiness. And once you experience the highest sense of freedom and happiness, you'll be in your most powerful state of manifesting or really bringing beneficial things into your life. So it's just as important to eliminate any sense of doubt from your life as it is to feel like you need money or things to be happy or free. This is because doubt is going to separate you from what you want to be. It's going to separate you from your ability to make things happen in life. Doubt is a very difficult thing to eliminate because it can also be very difficult to even notice or become aware of. Now, time is another thing in life that can stop you from being where you want to be, stop you from being free. If you feel like there's something that must happen in a certain amount of time, you'll be giving your freedom and power away to time. And many people are unable to see the opportunities in life that are placed before them because of doubt or time constraints, right? Like, things don't always come in the way that people think that they're supposed to come, so then they don't really see it. Or some people might think it's going to take a certain amount of time to make something happen, and then they're like stuck on that time, but it could present itself in a way that they don't really understand in a shorter time, but they just don't see it. So yeah, opportunities often present themselves in ways that might not seem logical. But taking immediate action when an opportunity presents itself is the most important thing. So time and doubt are not required because they will stop you from taking immediate action without thinking. So it all comes down to just like going with the flow of life. And then you already know what's right. So you got to realize that you don't need any other outside influences or circumstances to get what you want. You must have belief in yourself that you're already capable of getting everything that you need. And when you're feeling good and feeling free, you will be able to see or create without effort or thinking. And when you can create stuff that adds value to the world, you'll find that the value will be brought right back to you. Sometimes tenfold, sometimes one for one, sometimes 100-fold. Sometimes this is in the form of money, sometimes material, sometimes relationships and connections. Other times you can even receive value in the form of understanding. And that is sometimes the best. Like sometimes that's exactly what you need to acquire the next thing that you want or need in life. So eliminating the need to know how something will happen is very important. You don't need to have control of a situation by knowing how something will happen or how you will get the stuff or the money that you want. When you're feeling good and at ease, the answers will just come to you with no effort by the power of your subconscious mind. So like think about water, right? When you're thirsty, you just know that you need water. You know that you need a drink. Like there's an abundance of water in the world just like there is an abundance of money. And when you're thirsty, like it's very easy to find water and drink it without really thinking about how to do it, right? Like your mind is just like, oh, I'm thirsty. Go get some water, drink it, right? There's not much to it. Well, that really can be applied to anything. So that was really the mindset of what I'm saying. Now I'm going to talk about how to really, take action on that. Because, like I always say, you can't just sit back and have the right mindset and then think everything's going to fall out of the sky. You actually got to get up and do something. So you got to really stop looking for the money or things that you want. Stop putting so much effort or force into making things happen. Once you're satisfied, you're going to be able to create value for other people without effort. And when you provide value for other people, you're creating effortlessly instead of putting effort into getting the things that you want. If you feel like you need money or things to be free or happy or feel good, then you'll always be in a state of searching for something. Once you're satisfied, you no longer need to search for anything. Once you're satisfied, you will feel like you have everything you need already. And this is when your subconscious mind is most powerful. And this concept also applies to hoarding money, right? So if you feel like you need to hoard a certain amount of money, or that money is just a number in your bank account, and it's not working to provide value to anybody. If your money is not providing value to anybody, then it cannot create any value for you in return. This is why it's so important to flip your money into causes that are important to you. Right? Many people are conditioned to the structure that comes with going to school or having a job, right? And I mean, school, jobs, they do benefit some people, not for everybody. But that's another point. It's another topic. So, this need for structure gets conditioned into people, and it can prevent you from being able to let go of all the things that are stopping you from becoming free to acquire what you want in life. So you got to realize that it's not easy for most people to unlearn this need for structure that they might be accustomed to. Something that you just got to do. You just have to adjust to a new way of life. So really taking action is just having that intention to, release this structure that you might be used to, and just like going through life, being able to do it without feeling like you need structure for everything. And that's another thing with what I've learned from trading and investing is that, a lot of people who did really well in school, a lot of people who got the best grades, who know the most, they usually do the worst when it comes to trading, right? Because they feel like, they're so used to everything being a certain way, and if you do something a certain way, then that always works out, and, But what they found is like people who are used to just like going with the flow of life, taking things as they come, and just having that kind of strength and not being used to structure, those people do the best. And this is really a skill that anyone can learn, right? Like anyone can, just like you learned how to adjust to the structure of like school or a job, you can unadjust to that, and you can learn how to really like make things happen without all that structure. You just have to adjust to a new way of life. So, it's very important to not expect that this will happen overnight. Just start applying the teachings that you're hearing, and don't be hard on yourself. Like, don't beat yourself up that it's not happening right away. Right? Over time, you'll find that more freedom and a greater ability to create the life that you want and acquire the things that you want and need in life without effort will happen. So, that's about it for what I got to say for today. Hope you got some value in some type of way. Just don't feel some type of way about it if you doubt it. So yeah, like I was saying before, go ahead and smash up the likes. Any comments or questions, go ahead and subscribe. That's it for today. I'm out.